Okay, okay, we're back. So, let's see. We were talking about the yield. We were talking about the basket. We were calling it not a morning basket, not an afternoon basket, but just the basket. We do this any time of day. I try to focus it on the 9 to 12. Kind of, we know in our family, now that it's our 4th year homeschooling, that morning time between 9 to 12 is when everyone's already pretty much had breakfast before the little kids, our 3 and 5-year-old, need to eat lunch, and the older kids, they'll eventually get hungry too, but they normally wake up a little bit later. So that's the time we normally do what's in here. And most of it's just reading to each other. It's like either I read to the kids, they read to me, and then we explore stories together. So I had mentioned that in our morning basket, we'll do kind of a looping scenario where we'll take what's first that you see and we'll read through that. And it could be that's all we do that day, or it could be that we read just one chapter and we move on to the next thing, which could be now we're reading Genghis Khan. Kind of goes with the Build Your Library Level 2. And I've decided also we're going to start Life of Fred Apples again, and go through these just really fun, silly stories. And it's all like real life math stuff in the stories. So everybody, it's kind of ageless and just works on math skills. So we're going to start this Life of Fred Apples, start going through all those books again. And they're actually really great because at the end of each little, say, chapter, one chapter is normally like a day that you can do. You'll have your turn, what's called your turn to play, and there's just a couple questions. So like, for instance, 3 alligators plus 4 alligators equals how many alligators? So it's very simple, but this goes with the story that you just read about. And each chapter, say chapter 8, it's called Swimming, may talk about space, shapes and spaces. There's tons of pictures, just super fun. And then it has another 4 questions. And so anyways, it's quick. I really do believe in short, fun, quick lessons. Especially kids, they're not going to sit there for an hour doing a topic unless it's something of their own choosing. So if I'm trying to bring in some different resources from, say, our basket fun, then it's got to be quick and short, and I can gauge them. I can tell that if, say, we're reading the next book, which is, or we're even reading, things about like Earth, the first Earth Encyclopedia, beautiful, amazing book, part of Build Your Library. If we're talking about rivers, for instance, it may take us to a documentary online, or we may just decide we want to then learn about climate. So it just kind of depends. And the beauty of homeschool is that you can gauge your children and see where they want to go. So this has been kind of a fun situation to have, just a big basket. I think I got it at TJ Maxx or something like that, or Michael's. Big basket, and I just do the next thing. So similarly to any program that we may get, like we are really liking the Build Your Library, so we just do I notch a couple things on the Build Your Library sheet, like this is medieval world that we're doing. We're in week 21, day 1, but I don't even worry about the weeks because like I said before, we do school, or we're learning year round all the time. So my focus going into this next year is the 6 weeks on, 1 week off, 6 weeks on, 1 week off. During the holiday time, around, like a winter solstice, Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's, we may take 2 full weeks off, but when we take it off, it may just be a unit study of Harry Potter or something fun like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so it just keeps it really light and fun, but then gives us something to do during pandemic times when we can't travel a lot, and then also gives a little structure to our day so we don't just feel like every day is the same. We can really dive deep into this stuff, and it's just, I'm learning so much, the kids are learning so much, and then they know, they have, say, even my oldest, say he may know this is the stuff he's doing today. If he wants to jump in, not wait for the little kids while they're making a fort or playing with the chickens in the backyard, he can just do his stuff he can jump on to doing the rest of his own things for the rest of the day. So it's kind of a blend of eclectic and unschooling together. But like I said, don't let the labels hang you up, because it did for me for a while. I was like, oh, well, wait, this isn't real unschooling, or this is more eclectic style. It doesn't matter, because you may have a child that needs that structure, needs that routine to then focus on their own stuff after, and you still want to make sure that you're not scrambling at the end of the year to create a portfolio to show your state, or they may need to take a standardized test of some sort. So it helps you out in record keeping, and just to have like a sense of, okay, I have a loose schedule that I'm going to do, and then kind of go from there, because like even with us, with the last 3 years is more of a, we were letting them stay up all night long, every night. And it was just getting to the point where people weren't sleeping. People were sleeping during the day. Some people were sleeping at night. And again, with 6 people in our family, it became like we can do whatever we want. That's the thing with homeschooling. You can literally do anything you want. And that's great. The freedom is amazing. But finding what works for you, that's what takes time. So for us, it was really taken several years to figure out what works. And right now, this only works for right now. In next month or 6 weeks from now, another 6-week block or whatever we choose to do, we're going to switch it up again. So that gives me, I don't have to be locked into any year-long curriculum. I don't have to be, to even say, oh, we're only doing this thing, we're only doing that thing, because that really blocks you in. We could try something for a while, give it a good go, see if we like these books, if we want to use more like YouTube documentaries or Netflix, or even with our last, if we were able to go on a camping trip somewhere, then we can incorporate that into our learning too. So everything we can pull from, but it just brings in a little bit of a structure for us that we've really needed in these last several months. And then also, as I mentioned before, with our oldest child who's 11, kind of being more in a middle school kind of phase, and giving him some more independence so that he can be really in charge of his own learning, because he really is very focused and motivated in the things he wants to do, which is wonderful. I mean, he is like spot on. But, we also as parents want, have that fear like, oh, well, what if they don't learn this? What if they don't learn that? So, oh, they need to learn that. And the thing is, I have been able to let a lot of that go with learning about unschooling more and diving deep, that I know whatever he needs to learn, he will learn when he needs it. And I'm not too worried about that, but it's just more of I'd like to bring him interesting content. And that's kind of my job as like the resource provider. So that's what I'm working on with this. We'll say it's almost like looking for, what would you call this basket? I'm almost calling it like the basket of fun, or resource basket, or, it's just a starting point. And for us, it's been nice to have this starting point, because otherwise I feel like some of our days is kind of like, oh, it's 3:00 today and we didn't, what did we do? So if we have this a little bit of structure, it has helped us with 4 kids, having 4 kids at home. I can easily, as anybody with a family, can get caught up just cleaning the house or something. So I don't even do that anymore. I wait till the weekend and we make it a family clean day. So that has been really nice. I mean, everybody helps out with the upkeep of the kitchen and dishes and things like that, but we don't deep clean the house until the weekend. It takes too long, and we want to keep during the week, everyone's working hard at learning or their projects or exploring the world, and that right now it's been really good to just keep that deep cleaning to the Saturdays or Sundays. So anyways, I hope this is inspiring to you a little bit, as we've had several years under our belt now to figure out how to work at home, how to learn at home, how to be at home with kids ages 3, 5, 8, and 11. We started this journey when I was 6-month-old, and we do a lot of traveling. Right now, again, we're keeping it just to our state, but we would like to obviously venture out a little further when we feel that it is safe. But just maybe first off, just don't be afraid. Your kids are always learning. And if you find something cool that you really think they'll like, I've really found that if I just start doing it, everyone jumps in, because they will find you. Your kiddos will find you wherever you are in the house. And if you're doing something interesting, they want in. So just keep learning, and like and subscribe. If you like this video, or comment down below about some questions you may have, or I'll try to list some of the resources, or at least hashtag some of the resources that we really like. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.